Lord Captain, we are once more within reach of the Von Valancia's protectorate. Of utmost urgency is restoring communication with your planets and bestowing the wisdom of your decree upon their stewards. Developing colonies, claiming new territories, establishing trade links, all this is now your privilege and burden. True, we did get some things, some extractors, didn't we? What's going on down here? Lord Captain, we have the flagship Drusus's Blessing with a small escort dead ahead. They are requesting a direct Vox channel, patching you through. Greetings, Lord Captain. I am honored to speak with the rogue trader of House Von Valancius. May your name be known through the ages. Chartist Captain Austerius Torfast, bearer of a free charter of the merchant fleet. How can I be of service? What is your squadron doing here? We develop supply routes for Chartists. You see, my ship is a representative of the merchant fleet in this part of the Imperium territory, yet we do not have a fixed charter-defined trade route. Our mission is to establish business contacts with voidfarers in need of regular ship repairs and those who are interested in specialized goods. From where do you source the components you sell? Are you asking me to disclose our suppliers to you? Thorfast laughs airily. Well, frankly, they come from both everywhere and nowhere. We get our wares either from lucky voidsmen who stumble upon an abandoned or dilapidated ship somewhere in the neighboring system, or from unlucky ones whose sorry tub arrives on footfall in such a state it's easier to take her apart than to restore her. I would like to know more about the merchant fleet's operations in the Cronus Expanse. For the most part, all the Expanse has is fleets of different organizations and small flotillas of merchant ships. Uninterrupted communication between worlds is a matter of life and death for many outposts of humanity. So even in this dark corner of the Imperium, there are Chartists and ships assigned to the various Adeptus. Alas, the Expanse has next to no stable trade routes, so the job can be precarious at times. Then again, no one is more intimately familiar with the hardships of local commerce than a rogue trader. I want to take a look at the catalogs of components you have available. Oh, this is ship stuff, huh? Oh, by the way, I came to an unfortunate realization. You can, in fact, sell all the junk trash you find off people. The thing is, it just has to be put in the cargo first. You can't sell it out of your inventory, but you can sell it out of the cargo. So, we've missed out on a lot of money. But in my defense, I didn't know it worked like that. This should all be in the cargo anyway. So yes, we've missed out on quite a bit of money, but, you know, such is life. We still have ended up with a fair bit. Add all this. Send it all over there. Let's be real, put this over there as well. I'm not using it now, I'm not going to use it, right? Ugh. I imagine you don't even actually want most of this, given you seem to deal in ship parts. But, yeah, we don't have anything to sell to you at all. Alright. Provides void ship weapons. This is the equipped one. Granting 80% chance at hit and 5% critical. A 10% hit chance increase. I mean, might as well. It is a strict improvement. Plasma Drive provides 11 speed along with strong acceleration and braking. 13 speed with low acceleration and braking. I assume braking would determine how fast you can turn, also. Or how much you could turn in a single round, and that already seems to be quite low. This is the same as the second one that's equipped. 80 points of protection for each sector, 70 protection for each sector. This amount is doubled against enemy blast attacks. I don't know what that means. I guess I'll take it. Maybe that is better. Overall, I don't know. This is the same as the first thing equipped. So no, thank you. Who's this? This is a consumable? Okay. Alright. Well, thanks, guy. What's over here, then? In fairness, it is a dead world, but I kind of expected there to be something on that planet.
Lord Captain, the station's airlocks have been sealed from the inside. A Vox recording is stating that the priesthood of the Alta Temperum Calexis X-17 Sanctuary have no desire to communicate with the laity and are refusing access to guests on the basis of the Adeptus Mechanicus' privilege of inviolability, granting them sole jurisdiction over their sacred sites.
Alright, well, that was resolved quickly. So, how do we go to other parts? Through this? Because we need to go to other systems now. Ah. Chart new routes. I see. Soto's tomb. Who the fuck's that? Avorius. Do I know any of these system names? Omicron. Cradle of Kefri sounds familiar. To the Imperium? Well, thank you so much. That asking for more information there was very illuminating. Let's just go to Soto's tomb. What's, what we got here? Soto's tomb seems like a weird name for a whole sector. Pirates. Let's avoid those. For now, at least. They are on top of a planet. Fuel. Tremendous. We got a space hulk. Oh. That's a lot to commerce. What am I wearing right now? We're here. What have I got on right now? Where is the test based on fellowship instead of intelligence? I think I would rather just have 15 more commerce. Space dust. Great, the Space Hulk is still here. Okay. Well, I guess we'll deal with this pirate situation now, then. I never equipped that thing I bought for the ship. God damn it. Well, the one that I know is an improvement. I don't know about the shield thing. That could be a downgrade for all I know. Because I don't really know what a blast weapon means in regard to this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. So, blast him. Type. Then move a little bit closer. Mm-hmm. Alright. Gotta be honest, not really vibing with the space combat very much. Positioning's a real bitch, but maybe it'll get better as time goes on. For now, not a huge fan. What have we here, then? Plasteel. Please begin extracting the plasteel. No. Imperium cartographers and chroniclers know this place well. Long ago, the planet was a prosperous outpost capable of eclipsing even footfall. There used to be a Cyclopean tomb station on its planet. I don't know what that means. The final resting place of Cornelius Soto, one of the discoverers of the Coronis Expanse. The tomb gave its name to the entire system. However, about 400 years ago, an unknown cosmic body rammed into the station, causing it to collapse onto the planet. Not only did the catastrophe kill the settlers, it also made the world uninhabitable for centuries. The crater formed by the station's impact can still be observed from orbit. Soto's tomb became a sepulchre? Sepulchre? I don't know. Sepulchre, I think? For the entire planet. This sordid place has neither life nor loot, but knowing the nasty tricks life can pull is a treasure in its own right. Wow. Okay. Oh, this was productive, wasn't it? We achieved a lot here. Now, chart routes. Okay, well, we'll be going here. I wish to inform you that the sacred rituals addressed to the spirit of the ship have been performed. The techno-liturgy and the rite of the machine blessing ended with a data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. Can you please tell me what's happening, Pascal? How the spirit of the Void Ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains an unknown. Yet, during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanisms differ from other analogous forms. The spirit holds a unique power that cannot be called anything less than a blessing of the machine god. So, what does this mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience. This is really what you want to hear your own spaceship is doing, isn't it? At least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship and be prepared for new manifestations. Remind me what you wanted to find out? When the ship's warp engine was filled with the motive force, despite the massive computational errors, a true technological miracle was achieved. No doubt it was the grace of the Omnissiah, but no such occurrences have been described in the catalog before. Hoping to gain sacred knowledge of the nature of what happened, I embarked on blessed research and prayer. The report is received. Thank you, Pascal. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Okay, good talk. Great. Good to know, I guess, that the ship is currently obedient. Oh fuck, we got a lot here. Okay, looks a little hot down there. The Hermitage. Adamantine, please mine. A small human dwelling stands on this barren, deserted planet. Scouts report that an old hermit lives here who spends his days in prayer to the Emperor. Ask the hermit for a blessing. To the Lord Captain's surprise, the old hermit turned out to be a navigator. And when the old man discovered the noble status of his visitor, he willingly recounted his tale. He had retreated to this planet long ago, back when he was still in his youth, after he had realized that his mind would not withstand frequent forays into the immaterium, the realm of the archenemy. The hermit spoke with pride about how he had worshipped the Emperor each and every moment of his life. But when he mentioned the golden light of the Astronomicon, his voice quivered. When his guests left, he stared after them for a long time. his gaze filled with sadness. Spooky. Sounds like he wasn't too pleased with whatever he saw about the Astronomicon. Okay. We're going in? Okay. No good ever comes from going onto a drifting space hulk. Well, okay, this is a void ship. I guess it doesn't say space hulk, but it's drifting for a reason. There can be no good reason. Ronald, please leave my water alone. As also, remember to stay hydrated. Let's go.
I always keep my options open.
Okay, I guess we'll get there later. Maybe through here.
Let us not dawdle.
See? Right there.
Really? This is how we're going to do this, huh? Rather than just hop the fence? Cool. The stomach-turning bloody smears on the wall form a malevolent symbol. The blood seems to have penetrated deep into the metal. So, is this door locked? A formidable-looking door blocks the way into the next module. It is covered in scratches, as if someone clawed at the cold metal for a very, very long time. The door does not respond to your touch, and stands firm, refusing to open. The writing above the doorway reads, Main Computing Cathedral. The tech priest blesses himself with a protective symbol, his hand visibly shaking. Shield us, O machine god, from the evil that has taken hold of your temple. Save us, preserve us from the corruption. Show us the way. The sacred metal that bars our path is weakened. Let us appeal to the machine spirit of one of the generators so that the metal may drink from its blessed energies. There should be one hidden somewhere in this module. What is this evil you mention? The tech priest says nothing for a while, then his vox comes to life, but the voice is hoarse, punctuated by static and interference. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. I am merely his servant. I cannot discern what has stricken the abode of the machine god, but I do sense a distortion of the structure, disfigurement of the molecular order. This ship is sick. Further conversing is unproductive. The will of the Omnissiah has brought us to these doors, thus our task is clear. Search for a way to proceed beyond so we can discover a means of cleansing these halls. The door and the entire adjacent section of the bay have no power. There must be a backup generator somewhere nearby. Once you turn it on, you should be able to proceed. The main thing that catches your eye about this place is the state of the wall panels by the door. They bear numerous scratches, 5 in a row, resembling claw marks. Some of the panels look like they could fall off at any moment. Here and there you see occasional sparks and crackling of the damaged wires behind them. A clawed enemy, you say? Surely we're not about to find Tyranids on this ship. The dull sounds produced by the ventilation system create the illusion the ship is breathing, like a living and terribly sick creature.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay. Oh, hello, friends. The priest, whose body is covered in symbols carved into the flesh and metal, is whispering words of prayer. I see.
Stop. There.
Where? Where? Where?
Rise to
You don't
the
mean
top,
that. We already saw
or
that.
Get left in the dust.
What are you pointing out that you found? I don't see anything, but you paused the game. Whatever, I guess. I feel like that happens a lot. It goes, oh, I see something, and I go, where? Odd reddish blotches form the words, O Messiah, O Omnissiah, the hour is upon us. Alright.
keep my options open.
Your imagination is playing tricks on you, making you see faces twisted in a scream in the stains on the metal.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Okay. Would you like to chat? The priest is busy attempting to sew together the innards sticking out of his abdominal wound and flexible wire emerging from the depths of the bulkhead. Okay. Okay.
Let us not dawdle.
Operation.
The behavior of the Transformers was caused by no common mechanical malfunction. It is possible that the cause is of supernatural origin.
Rise to the top.
Not quite how I wanted you all to walk, but, you know, I guess that's my fault.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
Right, yeah, of course, brother. Whatever you say. The priest's eyes are completely empty. They're looking through you without seeing you. I see.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Scraps of skin and broken nails and teeth are stuck in the ragged grooves of the bulkhead. Someone made a frenzied attempt to scratch the blasphemous symbol into the metal, showing themselves no mercy. Alright, so I'm guessing this is a bit of a chaos situation, not Tyranids. Accursed flesh, you betray me. I'm drowning in the mire of flesh and sinew, but my spirit longs for the perfection of the machine. So true, brother. Tech comrade, you are in need of a ritual protocol of repair. We will mend you. Yes, we will mend you. Right, yeah. That looked up to code. Great job.
I always keep my options open.
Mistress Udari, I've been meaning to ask you, are your people still working with the tutors?
By the Exalted One, Master Van Calix. Even cold traders have standards, and mine do not permit me to have dealings with the tutors now that I know what they specialize in.
That we hear. Oh, wow. Let's see, who should we give that to? I'm wearing... Right, because I have grenades on me. In that case, it makes most sense to give it to Heinrichs. And then we'll give the crit gloves to you. Where did they go? There. Let's parry melee attacks. We can always just not have you in melee combat, right? You know, there's a way around that one.
To be made.
The metal feels a little firm and somewhat moist to the touch, remarkably similar to living skin. I see, I see.
Let us
Okay.
not dawdle.
Expected value 10.
My warp sight reveals something.
Okay. 1. 5. Well,
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
my prompts.
Join me in
hello?
prayer.
Did I fuck it up? I would like to know how. Oh, they're over there. I see. Well, let's just send one person through. Pascal. 10. Tremendous.
I'm watching your back. Always.
Lucky me.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Okay.
The Emperor favors me today.
That was weird.
Trap or treasure?
Definitely trap.
Duty prevails.
Gently, gently.
I better myself through my service.
That's all. Goddamn, shredded explosive for that. Alright.
Always keep your eye
So
on
this is
the
going
prize.
good so far, I'd say. That looked so much like a door. I was like, how did I miss this?
One and it's
There are notable signs of warp activity here. The bloody spectacle you witnessed may have been a simple illusion or a vision of the
I
future.
always keep my
Yeah?
options
True?
open.
Oh, hello guys.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant.
Herald of Corruption. Where I come from, we call that a loudspeaker, but whatever. Okay, so I have made the call that I cannot do the Space Hulk yet. The enemies on there are very tanky, and there are a bunch of ads that keep giving them shields every turn, and I simply don't do enough damage to chew through them before they kill me. So, we'll come back to that another time, unfortunately. We desperately need to find Argenta a new weapon, as she has fallen off quite hard. I happen to have read about burning worlds in Pandora. It is said that the fires there have been raging for close to a century, though no one knows how. How long has this one been burning? Oh, that's a funky one. Type. And over here... Provisions. Yes. Type. Now, since we can't do that yet, it's time to go elsewhere. They were just so fucking tanky. I reloaded a couple times, they're just so tanky. Argenta badly needs a new weapon. So, let's see. Chart roots. Okay. Guess we'll be going over there. 2? Great. What have we here? I still can't believe we haven't met the fucking Space Marine yet, dude. We're pretty far into the game at this point. Well, you know, probably not really, but it's been a while. And neither hide nor hair has been found of this guy. Space combat time. First we'll scan all the planets we can get to. Name is familiar. I have seen it somewhere in my observer's reports. What is its name? I think I know what is in that report, esteemed interrogator, but it's probably best if I don't say it out loud. Okay. It doesn't even really have a name, but whatever you say. I'm thinking we avoid the space combat if we can.
Lord Captain, we have received a transmission from Foulstone. It was sent by members of the Order of the Hammer, votaries of Saint Cognitus, whose monastery is the only settlement on the planet. Or rather, it used to be. Some time ago, a transport vessel, the Navica, unloaded several thousand refugees from a planet belonging to rogue trader Winterscale. The Order of the Hammer has judged this invasion to be an act of aggression and is asking for your ladyship's protection.
We will not abandon people of faith in distress. Prepare landing party and my shuttle. I am taking the monastery under my protection.
As it please, your ladyship.
Okay. 11 days after the feast of the passing of Nicomedes Kephe, the champion of faith, disquietude marred the calm of the monastery of the Order of the Hammer. Countless tortured souls, steeped in fear, arrived on Foulstone in a star bark. A great apostate had befallen their home and turned them into abject wanderers seeking help and refuge. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Navika, had betrayed them once the unknowing souls in his care had made landfall on the world's surface. He most deviously recalled his shuttles and left, thus ridding himself of his duty of care to the unfortunate lot. After a prayer, the prelate Hectarchius turned his eye to the past and... Oh wait, no, this scrolls. Oh fuck, it's so much longer than I thought it was. Not knowing how they would survive in Foulstone's grim wastelands, the Forsaken people came to the monastery of Saint Cognitus, and there they surrounded its walls. They hammered their fists on the gates and implored and wailed, "Take us in! Protect us!" And what once was a place of serenity and grace was now full of din, disorder, and all manner of things despicable. The interlopers brought with them worldly futility and strife, and mayhap also the seeds of alluring blasphemies. If fiendly heathens lurked in their midst. Fiendly really threw me off. I've never seen that word before. After a prayer, the prelate Hectarchius turned his eye to the past in search of instruction. Prelate Hectarchius recalled the first missionaries to set foot on Foulstone's vast wasteland, led by their zeal for Saint Cognitus, and those missionaries had received the blessing of Nicomedes Kephe, the champion of faith who had traveled with them. In their to found this place a humble and pure abode wherein to cultivate wisdom and piety. And Saint Cognitus, a man of great endeavors, a warrior and a wise artificer, never cowered behind the walls of a librarium, but stepped bravely into the darkness, carrying the light in the palm of his hand, and he commanded others to do the same. And not only Foulstone, but many other worlds of the Coronis expanse bear its imprint. And Prelate Hectarchius did welcome the interlopers warmly as his guests, but he did warn his brethren to keep their vigilance. The brethren and sisters of the Order of the Hammer came forth to meet the strangers, carrying water and protein victuals, and medicinal herbs, and jugs of Promethea. But the crowd came to blows over viands, and blood was spilt, and many were trampled or mauled in the stampede, some of them dwellers of the monastery. Then the warriors of the Order of the Hammer donned their flak cowls, inscribed words of praise to the God-Emperor on their tactical visors, and went forth, ready to render service in battle. With lasguns and bolters they pierced the interlopers, with their chainswords and power flails they struck them, and a great and bloody harvest was reaped that day. But the interlopers, too scant, scant their armament was, and scanter their skill in battle, slew many among the monastery's dwellers, for great were their numbers, and greater was their desperation. The monks fled beyond their walls and rang the vox alarum and shut the gate, and commanded the armed guards to keep watch over that gate, slaying any who approached. A quarrel broke out. The hungry and the sick lay siege to the monastery, begging for help. In their spite, they blocked the water collector and unpowered the generatorium. The faithful, in the meantime, made ready to resist. Wait, is that scrolling? Okay. Oh, really? Oh, God. And a miracle came to pass. The God Emperor sent his champion, his confidant, his right hand, the rogue traitor of the blessed house von Valancius. May the light of his grace remain upon it forever. The blessed rogue traitor. Commanded therefore one of the following for the developers. Extended a veil of protection over the interlopers, taking them into their care. Or, you know, maybe you just killed everyone, cast a contemptuous eye, and departed words of abuse and reproach. So, like, you know, it's a bit of a difficult situation, because it's like, the dudes in the monastery obviously, like, wanted no part of this, but at the same time, the people that have been dropped off here are just like, you know, what are they supposed to do, right? They got stabbed in the back and left here on, like, an unpleasant planet. So it's like, you know, it's obviously a massive imposition on the people that were already here that they don't exactly deserve to have to look after them, but the people who have been left here also don't deserve to be left outside to die. So it's really just kind of a shitty situation all around, isn't it? However, I will side with the people that have been dropped off here and just totally been betrayed. The blessed rogue traitor extended a veil of protection over the interlopers, taking them into her care, and thereby all of Foulstone with them. Humbly, the Order of the Hammer heeded the God Emperor's confidence and unsealed the airlocks, and opened the gates of its abode, and brought forth gifts of virtue to relieve the suffering of the ill-stricken. After a prayer, the architects set to work, in accordance with the saint's teachings and the parameters set forth in the standard template construct. They erected spacious living quarters and sturdy fort walls for the planetary militia, and a spacious auditorium wherein to trade and store goods, and a proud censorum, within whose walls clerks and servo bondsmen would maintain order and keep statistical records. And a new, yet righteous way of life came to Foulstone, and the people rejoiced, and all was good. Damn! A surprisingly positive... What the fuck is this? A surprisingly positive outcome. Oh, fuck. The powerful, influential cult of St. Drusus is willing to take the young abode of faith under its wing. However, the Order of the Hammer accepts these gifts with caution, wary of the figure of Drusus eclipsing their own patron, Saint Cognitus, in the hearts of their flock. Profit factor, security. Holy shit. Oh, these are mutually exclusive also. The ecclesiarchy lacks a capital in the Coronis Expanse from which to guide the faithful. If Foulstone ascends to the status of a cardinal world, the Adeptus Ministorum will ensure the prosperity of their new planetary stronghold. Heretics will tremble when they hear of the alliance between House von Valancius and the ecclesiarchy. Gains the Emperor's retribution against chaos enemies in general, so that'd be cultists as well, not just the demons. That's pretty good. What was this? Oh, fuck. Consider also, though, this flamer. It is just the one straight line, though, which is a little hard to work with. No one in the entire Coronis Expanse will make a worthier guardian of a sanctuary or faith than the head of House von Valancius. A marvelous basilia will be erected in their honor on the world's capital city. It will be decorated with a grand twin statue of the Emperor and the rogue traitor. Thousands of parishioners and priests will say her name in their prayers and bring her reverent gifts. To the Prow Shield sector? Okay, you know... Again, what does that mean? What is the Prow? I don't understand. Alright, let's do this. Let's do the ecclesiarchy. Rank 2. Oh, fuck me, dude. Complacency? Oh, fuck. Dirty bureaucracy. Unquenchable greed. Okay. Can't take any of this. Like, god damn, there's a lot. This is a lot I'm being introduced to right now. Oh, okay. The problem is I don't have these resources. Well, no, why can't I do this one, though? Profit factor greater than 20? I guess I just don't have that. Okay, you know, great, awesome. We fucking nailed it. I'm gonna elect not to fight these ships because I don't particularly enjoy the space combat right now. Maybe once the ship's been upgraded a bit, or maybe we'll get more ships to fight with at once. Okay. Frozen Prince. Oh yeah, look at this boy. I didn't even see this boy. Look at this boy. Wow. Alright, well I guess we'll go to Omicron. Make the route safe. Your ladyship, I humbly ask that you grace me with an audience. I simply must inform you of a series of outrageous breaches of discipline that threaten to dissipate the dynasty's coffers. It had been 5 entire minutes since there was some catastrophe on the ship, so now does seem about the time to take care of something, I suppose. Your ladyship, I must report systematic and flagrant attacks on the dynasty's coffers perpetrated by your companion, Mistress Hedari. The Emperor as my witness, the worst rumors of her thieving ways prove to be a significant understatement of the reality. What crimes has she committed against the treasury? She is extorting bribes and oblations, gifts, favors, for herself in particular. She is exploiting rumors of a connection between herself and your ladyship to unscrupulously gather bribes from all and sundry, hinting at how displeased your ladyship will be to hear if anyone is being uncooperative. I myself have found myself the victim of her attacks with particular frequency due to my position. How much has her chicanery cost us? Surprised by the question, Downrock vacillates before saying, on a protectorate-wide scale, the astronomical sum she has extorted from us seems negligible and not worthy of notice. Nevertheless, I cannot help but be outraged by her blatant exploitation of your goodwill. Bring the embezzler to me. You wish to see me, Shireen? She bestows a dazzling smile upon you and a look of pure contempt on Donrag. I have been informed you've been soliciting bribes. Bribes? What ashmag besmirched their worm-eaten lips with such a scurrilous lie? Actually, don't tell me. I don't even want to hear their blackened name. I have never demanded bribes from any of your vassals, but I have willingly accepted the gifts they've offered. Is that a crime? Mistress Hedari is quibbling over semantics. She may not demand anything directly, but she drops heavy hints. Perhaps this isn't about hints, but perhaps the habits of a rotten, venal soul accustomed to doling out bribes left and right and thereby draining the dynasty's treasury. I'd be curious to know, Danrock, how much of the Von Valencia's fortune you have squandered by handing out bribes to people who did not ask for them. The High Factotum is worried that you're exploiting your privileged position. The High Factotum should try to worry less. It's not good for the slanderous little hearts that pump blood around his ungrateful carcass. But I am surprised he was not worried before, when he showered me with generous gifts the moment I arrived on board. Of course, I will not accuse him of trying to buy my favor. The Factotum's face changes color to match his jacket, whose collar suddenly appears to be digging into his flabby throat. However, the source of these blessings dried up as soon as he learned of our connection, Shireen. I considered it profoundly wrong that our affection should have such an unhappy effect on my material well-being. Therefore, I took it upon myself to remind the High Factotum of his previous legarsay. Is that so? Danrock the bumbling suitor. You dangle after my companion, and now you're trying to settle the score. Get out of my sight. The High Factotum lets out an incoherent burble, sweeps into a deep bow, and hastily beats a retreat. Well, well, well. With a vicious smile, Jai remarks in his wake, "Whoever would trust the word of a man who douses himself in perfume to cover up his body odor? Everyone knows that's a true sign of a soul prone to deceit. So true, Queen, so true." Alright, well, I don't feel like we needed to be taken to the bridge for that, really. I feel like we could have just done that in a text box from the map screen, but whatever, you know. Cronus. No, not Cronus. Omicron. What have we here? Space dust. Tremendous. Down here. The magnetic storm raging above the planet blurs the gaze of the augur arrays. Only truly powerful diviner machines may see through the currents of magnetic fluctuations in their blessed vigil and discover the mysteries of this emperor-forsaken planet. The rogue trader has decided to leave this unwelcoming world. Maybe she will return here one day. Okay. Understood, I guess. We'll come back later, apparently. The ruins of an ancient imperial city were discovered on a dead world completely deprived of an ecosystem. According to the reports, the entire settlement is contained in a titanic glass dome that once held an artificial atmosphere. Your augurs detected the framework of 3 other similar structures that were never completed. For whatever reason, the dome's systems failed and left behind is this city. A ghost that never managed to become a proper colony of the Imperium. Explore the local palace. A lavishly decorated estate of the local ruler towers over rows of featureless bunkhouses. Several explorers perished from the cleverly hidden tripwires in the courtyard, but after losing their companions, the team easily disarmed the remaining traps in the estate. Anything of value that was been promptly delivered to the rogue trader's vessel. The Lord Captain was even given an exquisite sword found in a secret cache that once belonged to the mansion's owner. Can't see that right now. Temple District. Okay. The Temples District is situated in the heart of the city. The Gone Emperor's statue, intricately carved from precious crystal, is suspended beneath the dome, supported by chains of gold, and can be seen from anywhere in the colony. Inspired by the majestic sight, the expedition members set off to explore the area with renewed vigor. Soon enough, they stumbled upon an ancient weapon lying on a pedestal and wreathed in sunlight. The expedition brought it back to the ship and told many tales about how the Emperor himself, who had been watching them from above, had directed their attention to the sacred relic. Of course. Blessed bolter casing. Tremendous. Supplies. Great. Your people flooded the city like a tidal wave, filled building after building, bunkhouse after bunkhouse, and receded from its quiet streets just as quickly. There were plenty of useful things among their findings, including foodstuffs and weapons. Drain the fuel. It takes several trips to deliver the massive Promethium storage tanks to your vessel. The crew grimly points out that the colony was running out of fuel, and that the life support systems had not failed prematurely. The locals would still have perished due to lack of energy. Tremendous. Let's look at what we just found. This requires, what? Eldari weapon proficiency. Fuck. So, you can use it. However, it is Not better than the ones that you have equipped. Then there's this. Single attacks with bolter weapons automatically hit the target. Ooh! Okay. Well, you can definitely have that. What did I just take off of you? Hits a single shot attack. The target suffers slowed until the wearer's next turn. Damn. Shame she doesn't have two slots for those. Give that to Pascal. Okay, what's over here? This is plasteel. We already have 2 plasteel extractors though, don't we? Probably don't need it more right now, given we haven't even found every kind of resource yet. Chart routes. Okay. System Speculo. Make it safe. Okay, we sure are exploring a lot of systems. There's not terribly much in most of them. Looks like 4 ships over there as well. I'm definitely not going over there. Oh. Somewhere we can land. Xenotech. Yes, extract the Xenotech. Alright, what have we here? Okay. Well, this is a change of pace.
I always keep
An
my
actually
options
nice
open.
looking planet for a change.
Duty prevails.
The barely noticeable words in the shaky handwriting read, "Touch the darkness, and the darkness will accept you."
Always
Foreboding!
keep an eye on prize.
Oh. I think I found it. The darkness swirls beneath your feet, a void of impenetrable gloom. You do not hear a single sound from the depths of the pit. No wailing wind, no rustle of dust. The bright daylight cannot pierce the darkness lying over the slopes. The longer you look into its depths, the stronger the feeling grows that the darkness isn't just an absence of light. It is something immeasurably vast, endless, capable of reaching the farthest stars or swallowing a galaxy. Through sheer force of will, you avert your gaze. Heinrichs peers into the darkness, into the depths of the pit. You feel the touch of an otherworldly chill. The interrogator arches an eyebrow. Whatever this, phenomenon may be, there is no warp sorcery within it. What? You must be joking. If this isn't warp sorcery, what the fuck is it? I'll put it in, my hand in. At the edge of your consciousness, you sense something slimy and intangible answering your invitation for contact. It seeps into your thoughts, tasting your emotions. Surprise and curiosity envelop you, but these feelings are not your own. Well, it's not the warp, though. Fuck it, we ball. You are hit by a sudden wave of all-consuming silence. A moment later, the world around you disappears, leaving only black, viscous, boundless dark. The absoluteness of it is overwhelming, and you slowly sink into the void that is sucking you in. What are you? You are looking at a tiny person, peeking over the edge of the bottomless darkness. You are looking at yourself. Then you blink and see the same place, except the camp around you is full of life. Scholars are zipping back and forth between field structures, switching on unfamiliar machines in an attempt to know the unknown. A moment later, they are all nude, singing and dancing around the pit. The smell of heated bodies, blood and sweat assaults your nostrils, drowning out your thoughts. One by one, the lunatics fall into the embrace of nothingness. You make out toad-like Xenos building a temple around the pit. They are praying, conducting rites, making sacrifices to the darkness in hopes of unimaginable gifts. The darkness shrouds everything once more, or rather, you are the darkness. Something immeasurably vast, endless, capable of reaching the farthest stars or swallowing a galaxy. But some of your will pulls you out of the cozy embrace of the void toward the light, and you snap out of the vision as sorrow fills you from within. What do you want from me? You find yourself on the floor of an abandoned estate. You feel someone's disgusting presence behind you, and raspy, foul breath tickles your nostrils. A drop of water trickles down from the stone ceiling and shatters the silence with a deafening splash. The heavy door before you is open. You could try to escape. It is now or never. -10. Fight the creature. You turn around, intent on killing the thing with your bare hands, but then exclaim in hesitation. You recognize the disfigured monster that is staring at you balefully from the darkness. You let out a heavy sigh, and a cloud of hot, fetid vapor settles on the smooth surface of the mirror. You sit at the apex of a massive onyx pyramid. Your abilities are limitless. With a single thought, you can rise mountains, drain an ocean, or disperse the clouds, but nobody cares anymore. Soon, your brothers and sisters will sacrifice you so that they can share your power among themselves and guide the civilization to prosperity. Yes, proceed. Solemnly, you are placed on a cold, black slab covered in glowing script. You close your eyes and pray as your brothers and sisters rip your 7 hearts out of your chest. By the end of the ceremony, they are gnawing on every last bone of your body, shedding tears of sorrow. You join your ancestors within the black monolith, and for many centuries thereafter you watch from above as your civilization blossoms. You are lying on burning sand, struggling to open your eyes, but your eyelids feel too heavy. You can barely move your arms and legs. Your stomach hurts. Your throat is bone dry. Several of your kin, all emaciated and scattered around you. The hunger is so strong that it is driving you mad, and you let out a bestial howl. Something metallic clinks next to you, to your right hand. A knife. This is it. You can survive. You must survive. All you need to do is decide whom to sacrifice. A piece of yourself. You bite down on your belt and cut off a piece of your own flesh. The pain is so terrible that your vision darkens. Unable to bear it, you let out a frenzied groan, but you still shove the slimy scrap into your mouth and swallow it. You can sense the darkness's triumph. It has been following your thoughts with great interest, rummaging in your memories, studying your emotions, savoring your resolve and rage. Its bottomless gut rumbles with satisfaction. At last, grateful, it lets you go and presents a parting reward. What the fuck was that? Did it actually give me anything? Okay. That was quite the interaction we just had right there. Let's see. We have new things to learn. Whenever the Vanguard hits an enemy with an attack of opportunity, the Vanguard becomes the enemy's priority target. I would prefer something that's more independently good than an attack of opportunity-based thing. The Vanguard gains a parry against enemies that consider the Vanguard a priority target. Each stack of Unyielding Beacon additionally increases armor and parry by 1%. I've forgotten how you get Unyielding Beacon. Each attack against the Vanguard. Understood. Formidable Distraction. All enemies in a 2-cell radius around the Vanguard suffer a penalty to dodge against all attacks except the Vanguards. If any of these enemies consider the Vanguard a priority target, they suffer a penalty to dodge instead. That's pretty good. Critical hits deal... Oh, fuck. Negating damage on crits is always a really strong ability in a video game. While the Vanguard has at least one temporary wound, they gain plus parry and armor. All allies affected by the Vanguard's abilities gain armor for 1 round. Does not stack. I think I'll take the Enduring Shield, because this is quite easy to keep active with Endure, and a percentage increase to parry and armor should be quite good. Argenta. Whenever an ally kills prey, the bounty hunter gains half of the bonuses granted by Hunt Down the Prey. Okay. Whenever prey is killed, all enemies in a 10-cell radius have their agility reduced by for 2 rounds. Whenever the bounty hunter scores a critical hit, they gain plus 4 armor penetration until the end of combat. Stacks. That's pretty sick. That one's looking good. Whenever the bounty hunter scores a critical hit, the target's armor is reduced by until the end of combat. Stacks. This is also good. The inverse of the other. Whenever an enemy is killed by a critical hit scored by the bounty hunter or their ally, the bounty hunter gains damage for 2 rounds. Is attacked in melee for the first time since the end of their turn, they automatically dodge that attack and move 1 cell in the opposite direction from the enemy. This is the one I will take. Because that's just like a get-out-of-jail-free card, and I'm not very good at forethought. You've got combat tactic bonuses are increased by if the area was not moved for 2 rounds. I'll be honest, I kind of hate doing this round stuff with Pascal. It sounded really cool, but it's kind of tedious to actually use them. And it's one of those things where it doesn't really feel like it's having a massive impact, even though I'm sure it is having an impact. Using a stratagem on the rear area makes allies in that area the enemy's lowest priority targets for 1 round. That is pretty good, though. On a frontline area, grants allies in the area increased dodge. On a combat tactics area, grants all enemies in the allies in the area deflection. Is affected by a stratagem, all allies gain 1 MP for the following turn. If there are more enemies in the frontline area, then all allies in the area gain parry and dodge. If there are more allies than enemies, they all gain damage. Allies, including the Grand Strategist in the same combat tactics area with the Grand Strategist, gain perception and agility. I'll do the frontline one, because it's kind of hard to keep the frontline up, and it will help finish people off as well. All Master Tactician's abilities work as if the Master Tactician has 5 more stacks of tactical advantage. That's, that seems pretty good. You just always have more. For every enemy hit by the Grandmaster Tactician's attacks, the Master gains 1 stack of advantage. Gain momentum, they gain 1 more. Whenever the Master Tactician or their allies lose momentum, they lose 1 less. Okay. All enemies hit by the Master Tactician have higher chance of hitting cover when shooting the Master Tactician's allies behind a cover. Lidless Stare is a fucking huge AoE attack, so that actually seems pretty good, because she always hits 5 people with it, at least. The Master Tactician begins combat with additional stacks of advantage equal to the number of enemies. Every fight has a fuck ton of enemies in it, so that also seems really good. More damage, 12% more damage to targets with less than 50% wounds and heals for I'm going to take the one based on how many enemies there are comparatively. Because there's always so many enemies in every fight. Jai, you are also a Vanguard. So you It's actually a little harder to keep this on you because you're not a soldier, so you don't know Endure. So we'll take the critical negation one for you instead. And then you... When the Arch-Militant attacks targets that have their armor reduced by any effects applied by the Arch-Militant's allies, the Arch-Militant deals 10% damage. When the Arch-Militant attacks targets, they have their deflection reduced by any effects applied by the Arch-Militant's allies, the Arch-Militant deal... God damn. These boxes are so fucking hard to read, dude. Holy shit. The Arch-Militant does the... They're such a fucking complicated mess of words, dude. And I would expect nothing less from a Games Workshop system. The Arch-Militant begins combat with 2 stacks of versatility. When entering combat, the Arch-Militant gains 2 times weapon skill until the end of combat. This has to be the best option. that must be the best one. Until the end of combat, 2 times the weapon skill and ballistic skill? That's huge! Holy shit. The Arch-Militant gains plus 3% critical damage for every stack of versatility. Is kept when they use Cautious Approach or Confident Approach. The Arch-Militant gains bonus armor for every stack of versatility. When the Arch-Militant attacks targets that have their dodge reduced by any effects... Oh god, not this shit again. Gains crit chance, reduces their parry. Okay, look. This has to be the best option. This sounds insanely strong. Because for doing nothing, for just entering the combat, you get 2 times bonus weapon skill. You gain plus 2 times weapon skill and 2 times ballistic skill. For doing nothing. That sounds insanely powerful. Okay. God damn, this is such a fucking complicated system, dude.
Is there money to
Alright, what have we got over here?
The machine gun grants
Type.
insight.
Numerous ropes and cables end abruptly at the edge of the pit, vanishing into the gathering darkness. Okay.
rise to the top or get left in the dust?
This exploratory is
Type.
blessed with multifunctionality.
Is that it?
Attention.
What did you see?
The burden of failure
The surface
is
bears the
most terrible
marks of determined and protracted effort. Someone made dozens of scratches which chaotically intersect at different angles without any order or logic. Rudimentary tools and devices now covered in a layer of dirt and local
I
fauna,
always have a backup
flora,
plan.
whatever. Okay, well. This has been a fun little trip we took to this planet, hasn't it? Goodness me. What a weird fucking place that was. Goddamn. But it did give us a whole level, I guess. What have we over here? What's this? Adamantine? We already have some giving us that as well, so let's try and find a different resource. Wow, there's not much here, huh? The fuck is this? Nightweave silk? Okay. Great! And I'm not going to fight that, what looks like 4 ships in that area. I don't know if the map is actually reflective of the number of enemies or not, but I have to assume it roughly indicates it. And I don't want to fuck with that much.